Alright everybody, welcome back. My name is LC and today we are here with another Marvel Mystic Mayhem video. I know I did say the Marvel Mystic Mayhem videos would probably stop because the beta ended, but that doesn't mean we can't do tier list videos and discussion videos. That still is always going to be a thing, and a thing that will always be on the table. So in this video we are going to be doing a tier list about two classes of characters in the game, that being the Defender class and the Striker class. So the Defender class consists of Hulk, Juggernaut, and Armor, and the Striker class is Iron Man, Misty Knight, Storm, and Scarlet Witch. So I think how this would work, and I'm just gonna combine the two. I'm not gonna do it separately because I don't want it to take too much time. I will be going over the characters briefly, how I enjoyed them. I don't really remember their kits. I do have the footage, of course, from the beta, but I don't really want to go and search all the way back for that because that's gonna be very time consuming. So I'm just gonna just go off of muscle memory or or just memory in general, and go from there. I do want to thank all of you guys for watching. You guys are a true inspiration to me and to this channel as well. You guys have helped it immensely go throughout the upcoming months, and again, it would not be here without you guys. God, of course, but again, without you guys as well. So with that being said, let's give it a go. So first off, we're going to start off with the Defender class because I think this is a little bit easier to a degree, but only time will tell. So first off, we're going to start off with Hulk, and he's in the first line anyway, so I mean, there you go. I'm going to put him at maybe, actually no, I'm gonna put him A. He's high B, low A for me personally. You could disagree. He does have a lot of good things in his kit, like his healing off of his ultimate attack, him doing AoE damage, him causing debuffs to the opponent, I'm pretty sure. But I think in terms of survivability as a defensive unit, well, it's good, but I think there's better options. That's not to say he's the worst defensive option. He's frankly a really good one. And of course, if you don't have 3-star character defenders in your team, then he's a great option to use. If you don't have Juggernaut or Armor, Hulk is a great, fantastic option. He will not let you down by any means. But once you start building and getting more of these characters, you're gonna realize that oh, some of these characters are better than the others, as for any game that has multiple characters for different roles, right? So I think Hulk is at A for me personally. He has good things about him in his kit, but overall I do think that the two other characters do outshine him. You guys know who the defensive characters are, but I'm not gonna tell you guys where yet. But I guess for Hulk's instance, I think he works well when he of course has a healer on his team, but when someone can he can just be himself in the front end, and that's where you really want your defensive characters. But I think in Hulk's instance is you really do have to focus on his defensive attributes because he can get overwhelmed sometimes. It's not let's say with Armor, she has the mechanic where she gains a shield for herself, right? Same with Juggernaut too. They're both able to do that, and they can rely on extra defense. Hulk doesn't have that, which again, it makes sense why he's not that kind of character. Well, he is defensive, yes, but you don't really see him gaining it. Well, they could actually give him that because in Marvel Rivals he has a shield, so you can't really make that argument. But yeah, in this Hulk iteration he doesn't have a shield, so I think that's probably something that holds him back in a way, which is fine because you want every defensive character to be a copy paste of each other, right? So it makes sense why they didn't give it to him, but I feel something like that would probably change my vote about him a little bit more. But you know what I mean? It's a nice trade-off because he does have a lot of good things about him that show up well in matches, in my opinion. But yeah, this is just where Hulk is for me now. I don't know how he might change later when the game officially releases. Who knows? But yeah, for now he's a maybe mid, low A, high B tier for me. Now we're moving on to Juggernaut. Juggernaut, I think he is high A to low S. And I say this because he has great defense. He is able to gain his shield off of his specials. His ultimate is able to ram through enemies, do a wide amount of damage. I do think they built him really, really good. However, I don't think he's the best. Honestly, now looking at it, I do think him and Hulk are interchangeable. It's either or. They're tied for me. Juggernaut's just slightly better because of his shield. But if he didn't have that, I think he just neck and neck for Hulk. But yeah, no, him getting the shields are really a really good like bonus, and if you pair him up with the Sidorak artifact, that can do some pretty good things, because I'm pretty sure he gets the Crimson Mark from that as well. And I forget what it does. I don't know if it boosts his damage or anything, but it's a pretty good artifact for him especially. Yeah, Juggernaut, high A, low S for me. And now lastly, we have armor. Armor is a freaking menace, dude. No, I don't care what anybody says. They made her perfect. I hope they do not change her in this game. Like, when the game officially releases, dude, please, devs, listen to me. If you're gonna tweak her, like, make her like a slightly like more broken. Cause dude, she's freaking busted already. Like, oh my gosh, she's nuts. Like, she's simplistic to understand as a character, but her mechanics are dumb. Like, again, she has the ability, the same with Juggernaut, to gain a shield from her special skills. But let's say you get dupes into her, you're able to if you're able to start the match with, I think, not two, like your shield skill costs 2 mana instead of 3. That's a plus already. If you combine the shield ring with armor, she gains shield if she is below 50% of health. And it's like 22% of her max HP. So if she falls below that threshold, she'll get a shield, and you can kind of stack that amongst the shield she already gets to herself. Like, that's already broken in of itself. Again, you can do that with Juggernaut and Hulk too, but it's not really going to maximize like the way with armor, right? And plus, if you have the highlight, I forget which highlight it is. It might be Ancient. It's either Ancient Frontier or it's Blessing of Ashanti. It's when you use your ultimate attack, and you're able to gain, like, I think, what, 10% shield and like 10% damage too, if I'm not mistaken. That's good for armor. Like, that's so well for her. Like, that's made for her, or like a defensive class, obviously. But like, that's made for her, dude. She gains shields upon shields. She literally does not die. Like, I made countless videos on armor, and like, she just doesn't die. Like, literally, she has a showcase. She's in like so much other videos where like the showcase isn't about her, and she's either the one doing the most damage or taking the most damage and still not dying. She's just that absurd to me. Like, oh my gosh. Not to mention though, like, her AoE damage too is pretty good. I will say, like, her damage output isn't the greatest, but like, again, the trade-off is there, right? She's the character in the front end taking the damage and dishing it out too. It won't be a huge crap ton, but she will get the job done eventually. With her ultimate, she does gain beast armor, so her attacks turn into like AoE attacks, if I'm not mistaken. So that's already like a fantastic thing. But yeah, no, her just gaining the shield basically like non-stop is fantastic. I think she does survive a little bit better when it comes to crowds or like hordes of enemies. But again, building her defensively is probably your main thing, because you don't really want to, get her overwhelmed and then she will die eventually, right? But yeah, no, just for me, this is how my defensive tier list looks like. I'm sure they'll add more defensive characters in the game soon, like the Thing or whatever the case may be. But for right now, this is how it looks. Now moving on to the striker class. I think this is everyone in the striker class, because there's controller and there is a fighter class, and I think there's only 4 characters for the striker class. If I'm not, wait, no, I am missing one. Lady Bullseye. 1 second, and we're back. So we got Lady Bullseye here. So now we're gonna rank the striker characters, or the ranged characters that are in the game. So all the ranged characters consist of Iron Man, Misty Knight, Storm, Lady Bullseye, and Scarlet Witch. I feel like you guys already know who like the best character is in this tier list for striker characters, but we'll say that to the end. So starting off, we're gonna start with the lowest, and this is actually gonna be really hard because there's so much good people here. Like, they all hit hard. They're all insane. But you know what? Let's not start with like the worst. I'll say let's start with like maybe chronologically. I don't know. Let's do Iron Man. Iron Man, in terms of all of the striker characters, I want to put him in A. I think he's A tier. I honestly do think so. His defense isn't the best, but he does some really fantastic range damage. His ultimate is really clutch. Like, there's a mission that's really annoying. It's like a very like hard challenge to do, and you have to use like I think Iron Man, Juggernaut, and some other character. I forget who I used. but it was just annoying. But Iron Man's ultimate got the job done for me, and his skills too. It does a huge crap ton of damage. He does, I think, his unit beam when it charges like the 4 bars, he does more damage. I forget how honestly Iron Man works. It's been a long time since I used him, but altogether he does really good damage. Like, he's not someone that, you know, gets slapped around every now and then. Again, defense isn't great. He might not survive often, but like, he does, when he's on the field, he does really good damage. Again, the only thing that's holding him back, in my opinion, is just his defense. But I'm sure you can build him accordingly when the time comes, when he's actually out in the game, right? Yeah, I think he's just A for me. I don't know, like, high A, low A. I'm not sure. I have to like really like change the list before I do any of that. But for the most part, I'll just leave him like mid A for now. Next up we have, let's do Storm. Storm is iffy. She's so iffy because I enjoy her as a character, right? She honestly does pretty decent. I think she suffers the same fate as Iron Man. Is that she does good range damage, but she just can't survive that long, and you will see that with her, like, her gameplay, right? But with Storm, she, compared to Iron Man, I think Iron Man is like, he can do AoE, like, I guess AoE based attacks, but like Storm is more focused on AoE, like, altogether. Iron Man can really focus, he can focus on one or more targets, but like, it's mainly one. Storm is just basically like everyone gets hit. Like, it's not just one single, it's everybody's getting hit by some rain or some thunder, you know what I mean? So I think she kind of does have that leverage above Iron Man because of the fact that she can attack more enemies at the same time. Her damage output is good again, but like the same as Iron Man, she just can't take a hit that well. So that's the unfortunate part. But honestly, in my opinion anyway, I honestly had a fun time using Storm. She's not someone that's like, you know, that's trash or anything, in my opinion. I just, again, you'd have to build her accordingly, of course, and put the right artifacts and right highlights on her, and like get the right dupes into her as well. But again, no, fun time using Storm. I think she's probably mid A for me. I don't think she's high A because there are better options in terms of striker characters. But yeah, no, she's mid A for me. Okay, moving on, we have Lady Bullseye now. Bro, now we're getting into some juicy stuff here. Lady freaking Bullseye. Oi, oi, oi. You are high A, low S for me. Low freaking, like, can I just put her here already? Like, oh man, actually, let's put her low S. Just for the sake of things. She has so much shenanigans in her kit that is like, why did they make this? Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just like, why? You know what I mean? She, in a nutshell, again, ranged character, right? But she mainly focuses on one single target, and her crits are fantastic too. Like, she's like a mini Scarlet Witch. I'll say that's like the most like accurate thing I can say. Like a mini Scarlet Witch, right? But her damage is crazy. Her crits out of the freaking park. Her ability to like have a shadow and then like claim it and then have your health for, like, gain back health for yourself. That's really clutch too. And I think she also has follow-ups in her kit too. That's really handy, because sometimes like you might be getting like a fender bender and she just follows up and eliminates the opponent, right? She does really good damage. And I can't forget, she is one of the characters that actually also regain their ultimate energy really quickly, and she's able to use her ultimate off really fast. So she's like one of the characters that can just use it basically like almost from the start. Like, it's really quick. So I think that also that really helps her, like, in terms of like me like viewing the striker characters. Like, she's just up there, right? She's not the best with like the hordes of enemies, but like if she's in the back end just throwing her darts and just doing her damage, she will she will do her thing. But again, the only problem is that, again, she can't really handle hordes. But like, other than that, she's fantastic. She's honestly a great striker character. Again, for me, high A, low S tier for me. Now, moving on to Misty Knight. I think she is like solid high A. If I were feeling like generous, like, I'd put her like low S. That's not saying she's bad at all. She's actually a really good option to use. Her ultimate hits like a nuke. But there's just some things that like leave me kind of questioning like about her kit. Like, first off, her freezing move, which hits multiple enemies within the area that you selected, it doesn't freeze. Well, at least when you have it initially, you have to get dupes in her for it to actually apply freeze. You know what I mean? And freezing isn't actually freezing in the game. I'm pretty sure it's like, I'm pretty sure like their movement is slowed down by like a couple percent. Which, I mean, it makes sense because like ice, you're gonna slow down, of course. But like a move like that, I feel like it should at least freeze or maybe stun the opponent for 5 seconds. You know what the case may be. That's like the one thing that kind of just like, it just confused me because I was like, she has a freezing move, but it doesn't apply freeze until you unlock a certain category of her, which is kind of weird. But like, I'm not complaining, but like it just threw me off for a second. But like, other than that, she is actually one of the most annoying characters to fight against, especially in PvP, because she's just in the back just shooting poof poof poof, and I forget what move it is, but like she just, oh my gosh, it just hits like a truck, man. It's too hefty. She just does annoying things, but once you have her on her team, she's really good to have. She's not good in every single fight, but most fights she will stand out and like do a good crap ton of damage. I do like the way they handle her in this game, though. Again, the freeze thing again kind of threw me off. Like, I don't know why you don't really have it off the rip, but you know, that's a dev thing. That's not really a me thing. It's a dev thing. I'm not gonna like get upset over that. That's a dev thing. I'm not gonna like, you know, I'm not gonna start yelling and everything. It's not that serious. But okay, next up we have is it Scarlet Witch turn? I bet it is. Scarlet freaking Witch, get over here, you. First off, she needs her own class. That's what I want to say, but I'm not gonna make it. I don't know what the devs were cooking when they were making Scarlet Witch, but clearly it wasn't something good. Not in like in a bad way, but like, think of like a mad scientist and their plans actually going well. That's what I mean. It's like, what were they thinking making her? Because she's too good. Literally, I genuinely think she's probably one of, if not the best character in the game. I'm standing by that. You got like you got Doctor Strange armor or whatever the case may be, but Scarlet Witch is a freaking monster. I have the gameplay. I showed all of you guys. She does insane things that should not be allowed in game. She alone, first off, this is like her base kit, so this is how you really know this is broken. When she used her Chaos Blades, right, and she knocks somebody out, from using Chaos Blades, she draws Chaos Blades again, like that card, the skill to use. She draws that card again. You don't get the mana, but you draw that card again. And if you already have the mana for that, you can just use it right afterwards and knock somebody else out. That in itself is already broken. 2, she has a skill where she can buff her crits. That might not seem like a lot, but the damage will show. 3, she her ultimate is stupid, because you launch basically like an AoE attack, right? And like depending on where you of course you select the area of like the target, it does more damage to the person in the middle of the area of effect. That alone is freaking bonkers. But you apply the crit rating onto the ultimate, first off, it's already going to do damage, but crits on top of it is just chef kiss moi. On top of that, artifacts. You put on her, you give her a crit damage or a crit rate artifact, or you give her the dark hole, which increases, I'm pretty sure, the ultimate energy by 40%, which is insane. She's hitting like, she already does hit like a nuke, but she's hitting like a nuke. Like she's blowing up the whole map. Like, dude, they just made her so broken. Like, it's honestly nuts. The only time she's dying is for like, if there's like too much enemies on board, if the burn effect is happening, or like your defense dies and you don't have any support. Like, that's only the way she's probably dying, at least the way I see it. Like, other than that, she is coming clutch every single, she just does too much damage. I say when the game comes out, I hope they keep her the same, but like, I say summon for Scarlet Witch. That's who should be like your main priority as a character. She's just too broken as a character. Dude, honestly, man, like, what were they thinking? In terms of highlights, I don't think which one did I use for Scarlet Witch? I think I might have used the Lady Bullseye one. Pretty sure it increases the crit rates by, I think, 12%. I think again, it's been a while since I've seen the highlights and whatnot. I wasn't able to get the striker highlight in the game, unfortunately, so I wasn't really able to use that to its fullest extent. But any highlight that's like crit worthy or like just damage worthy, give it to her. Just give it, because she's gonna freaking oh my gosh, it's just it's getting me excited for the global release. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know if you guys agree with this tier list or if you guys disagree with this tier list. If you want it to be changed around, let me know where you guys would rearrange these characters. I'm just gonna say right now, at least the top 3 out of this whole category for me right now. Number 1, Scarlet Witch. That's a given. Number 2, probably Armor. I'm not gonna dispute that. And number 3, that's a very hard thing. I want to say either it's tied between like 3 people. Lady Bullseye, Juggernaut, and Storm. It's one of these 3. I'll probably give it to like Lady Bullseye. Maybe who knows. But anyways, let me know if you guys do agree with the list. With that being said, my name is LC. Have an amazing day. God bless, and I'll catch you all in the next Marvel Mystic Mayhem video.